books do I have in my mystery box here? Let's see. Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Mystery Box. And you can't see them now, but behind me I have all my books. Well, actually not all of my books, because I don't have just like novels, but these are my most recent books. These are from about 2014 or 2013, about this time till today. And I'm going to show you every book, and I'll announce two things to why I decided to make this today. So let's get started. So I don't know if you can see how much I really have from when I was standing there. So these are they. I have so many books. I'll just be starting with the ones that I'm already done with. First of all, I'm a huge Potterhead, and you may have already known this. I've been talking about how I think I'm Hufflepuff in previous videos, and I made a sorting video. So I have the seven books, all of them, but in my language. My sister brought me the first four. So here they are. The first four books, but these are in English. My sister brought them to me so that I can read them in English. In my language, it's really stupid. The unicorn blood translated as rhinoceros blood. And I know it, and it's pretty obvious because I've already watched the movies too, and I know many of the quotes in English, but it's a little bit of annoying to know them as rhinoceros blood. So my sister brought me the first four, so here they are, but I haven't read them in English fully yet. This is the Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, The Prisoner of Azkaban, and I love this so much because I love Sirius Black. He's one of my favorite characters. And Goblet of Fire. I half love, half hate this book. The book with when Cedric died. I hated this part so much because I love him. He's one of my favorite characters, and he's a Hufflepuff like me, so it wasn't. I can actually say and admit that I cried at the part of the movie when he was killed. Here I have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and I read this in less than a week. I loved it so much. It's not a big book, like a huge one, but I loved it, and I loved the dog so much. It was my last full book to read. It's To Kill a Mockingbird. I asked before from like months ago, it was still 2016. My friends on Twitter, what shall I read next? I told them what books I have that I haven't read yet. This book took most of the votes, and I must say it's amazing. It's one of the great books. I loved how it talked really, it's an old book kind of, and it talked about how to judge a person because of his or her color is, and a little bit of morbid, but I hated it when I knew that Harper Lee, the author of this book, actually passed away 2 days exactly after I bought this book. I was like, I shouldn't have bought it. Next in the list are the Divergent series. I love this of Divergent, and I kind of wanted to read Divergent because I knew that the player in the movie, the actor in the movie who played Triss, is actually Shailene Woodley, who played also in the Fault in Our Stars Hazel, and I love the Fault in Our Stars. So I was so excited about Divergent. Ansel, who is Augustus in The Fault in Our Stars, also played Caleb here, and I identify myself as a Divergent, who is like a mixture between abnegation and amity. And I took quizzes and prize I was a divergent who is half amity, half abnegation, and this was just crazy for me. It was so accurate. So this is the book that I read. It's the first book and it's called Divergent, like the series. The second is Insurgent, the second book of the same series. And Allegiant, again it's from the Divergent series. And I hate this book so much because I don't want to add spoilers on here, but because of its ending, so I hate this book so much and I love it so much at the same time. Also, this book, which is called 4, is another part of Divergent, and I can't really say that it's a part of Divergent because it's just like a part, but it's not from it's like from Four's point of view or Tobias's point of view, and I love it too, but also the ending of it is so sad, so I love it and hate it at the same time. But it's not as great as the Divergent book series itself because it's like the whole story crammed in one book, and so you can't really be focused on it. I don't know, maybe this is just my opinion, but I prefer the books like Divergent, Insurgent and Allegiant more, so this is just my opinion. Next here are John Green books, and I love him so much. I brought all his books, but that book called Will Grayson, I think. So I have every other book except for this. So here we have Looking for Alaska, and it's not my favorite, but it's tear-jerking, and I don't know, I can't really say that I love it or hate it. A fun story about it. I usually read while I'm on the way to university, when I'm in university time, or on bed when I'm in vacation time, or just when I'm in university too. I was in the subway on the way back from university and I was reading this book. I had few chapters left. I didn't think that this will happen, so I knew that will happen, but I didn't know in this chapter. I was reading, a sad part happened. I didn't want also to ruin it or spoil it for you, so the saddest part of this story happened in the subway and I nearly cried in public, so this book is so sad too. Next is Paper Towns, and it's also by John Green. Didn't like it so much, but this is just my opinion. This book is amazing. It's called Let It Snow, and by 3 authors, one of which is John Green. I wrote it mainly for John Green because, as I said, I love his books. I read this while I'm on vacation. It was a summer vacation and I was reading these Christmas time stories, but it was so fun and I love this book so much. Of course, I can't talk about John Green books without this amazing, tear-jerking, worst and best book I have ever read. Worst because I cried like a kid, and best because I love it so much. We have here is The Fault in Our Stars. As I said in my introduction video, I really wanted to study medicine and drugs and find cure for diseases, and so I didn't get the percent required for this, didn't get to any medical university, but yeah, I bought this book at the same time. So it was horrible timing for me because I was crying so much over this book. One of my favorites still now. I'm kind of in love with Augustus, and I watched the movie. This book actually ruined my life for some time. I can't say anything about this book except that it's one of my favorite books besides Harry Potter books, because this will be my top favorite obviously. Now we'll go to the last group of books that I'm currently reading. Talking about the Maze Runner book series, all of it. So we have here the Maze Runner, And even though its start is a little bit of boring and weird and just like he's going in elevator or escalator or something, I can't really remember because it's like 1 year ago and I must reread it book. And this is if you like adventure related books or thrillers or stuff like this. This is a total recommendation from me because I love it so much. Second is the Scorch Trials, and it's not my favorite. I'm sure that this will be my favorite from this group. This one is great, but it still has some deaths that I'm so sad about. This too, I'm really kind of confused between these last two books. I don't know which one is which one has the saddest death that I was talking about. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you again, but this series of books is amazing and I totally recommend The Maze Runner if you like thrillers or adventure genres or anything that's anyone who loves to read adventure related books. This is for you. Totally recommend it. Must be a little bit of confused why I didn't say the last part of this series, The Maze Runner. Why didn't I put it here? It's because it's in my current reads. I've been reading this for so long by university. It's one of the current reads. The Kill Order, another Maze Runner book, and I like it so far. It's a little bit confusing for me because none of the characters is still here. I'll be reading this soon. I want to finish it so much because I have many exciting to read books and I really am looking forward to read this. First, this book I started reading it and I didn't like it, so I left it. I left it at like chapter, I can't really remember, but maybe 15 or something like this. It's the Marigold, the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, and basically I got it because my favorite has a part in it in the movie, and she's Maggie Smith, who plays McGonagall from the Harry Potter series, so I just had to buy it and I started reading it. I didn't like it. I kept forcing myself to read it because I don't like to leave a book in the middle and I don't like to read more than one book. If I start a book, I'll keep reading it till the end and I can't read any other book while on another book. So I just couldn't stop, but I wasn't amazed at it and I didn't like it, so I just left and went to another book. I can't remember, maybe it's The Wonderful Wizards of Oz, which I told you, like the first one or something. So yeah, I haven't completed this yet and I don't think that I will because I didn't really like it. This book was actually given to me by my dad's friend. He knows that I love reading, so he bought me this. It's The Host, and I shared the name with the author. She's Stephanie Meyer, and I started reading it. Got me confused. I couldn't really get it in my mind, but many people, one of them is my best friend, my online best friend. She's from Germany and she said that she would suggest this book for me, so I had to push myself to read it. I think that it's a really big book. It got me confused and I couldn't understand what's going on in the book, so I stopped. And again, I don't like to keep a book non-read or to leave it mid-read. So it was hard to leave it, but I had to do it because I didn't want to just be doing nothing or reading nothing just because I couldn't get the idea behind this. So I may give it another try because I was a little bit younger. Also, I have here all the books from Game of Thrones, and I got these just last year and I never got the chance to read them, but my sister told me that they have some stuff which are not really good to read It will be in the bottom of my reading list because it's a whole series and I don't like to leave a part of the series and then like read. If it's a 5-book series, I don't like to read like book 1, book 2 and then another book and then book 3, book 4. It just makes my mind messed up when I read the next book because I keep forgetting what were the other characters and incidents and what happened here, and I keep forgetting all of this, and it's not so good to just have all your attention cut from a book, so I don't do this. But I have the whole series of these books. Is this book Anne of Green Gables? I don't know if I pronounced this right, but I brought this book because I liked the cover of it, and I know that we can't judge a book by its cover, but yeah, I also read this part and I like it, so I just bought it and I hope it's good. Next is a book by Anne Bronte, and I'll say why I brought this book after I'm done with the other books. So this book is called The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, and I just brought it randomly again, but I'll say why. Next book we have here is The Voyage Out, and again I don't know it, but I like the cover. This book is Moll Flanders, and again I like the cover, but I don't know the story yet. Book, and the cover of it creeped me out so much that I had to buy it. I love frightening things and horror things, but I don't think that I'll be reading this before sleeping. But it looked so exciting for me. It's called The Turn of the Screw. It kind of scares me. So these are all my books that I brought recently. I can say that these are all my books, and I'm going to say why did I choose that book, which is by Anne Bronte, because in our school every term we have 2 terms in the year, so every term we'll be studying a novel or a drama. The novel would be by a someone famous. So one year we studied Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, sister of Anne Bronte. So I was just like, this book should be amazing, because I know how amazing Charlotte Bronte is already, so her sister must be equally amazing, and this is a prejudgment, but anyway. So one of the things that made me be such a bookworm and love reading so much is I wasn't this type of I love reading so much as in that type of bookworm before, but the first thing that made me change is my school. In my school, as I said, we'd be studying this drama or novels, and we had classic stuff. We studied Shakespeare novels, we studied Jane Eyre, we studied Pride and Prejudice, and I loved this so much. It was my favorite English class when we took the novels or the drama. So we took also Tale of Two Cities. So I can say that these books here are my only books, and also I have lots of information related books and kids encyclopedias. I had them when I was a kid. They are those encyclopedias with pictures in there and just a little bit of information, not that much, but they would help me so much in school. Another great thing about my school is that they would ask us to make a summary for a book that we read in the summer vacation for every year, and we will get some of the coursework grades on this, so we had to do this. So read any of our favorite books in the vacation and summarize it. I used to grab the books that I know that no one will get because I'd like to be special and this kind of stuff, but it always made me feel that reading is such an important thing, and this made me grow to love reading so much. So yeah, this is all for today, but now it's time for the two announcements. First of all, I'm going to a book fair which is normally held yearly where I live. Actually, it's so close to my house, so I always go. It's held on the end of January and beginning of February. So it's going, I think it started already today, but we are going tomorrow or after tomorrow to this. So excited because I want to buy the Mortal Instruments and any random books. And I think I'll just postpone the Mortal Instruments for a little bit because I know another bookstore which has the many books on sale. So I'm just going with this, and I think I'll just ask for suggestions for any books that you like or my friends on Twitter like, because I now have one suggestion from a friend. I'm so excited about this. It's always a fun day when we go together as my mom, my sister and myself. We go to this book fair and we buy many things. It's always a fun day. So this is about the first announcement. The second announcement is an announcement related to this channel. I'll be doing, I think I said this before, but I'll be doing in every Saturday of the first Saturday of every month, I'll be doing a special thing. It will be alternating between two things, either a science related segment thing that I'll be talking about science or making some experiments, or just any sciencey stuff that I'll be making. I don't have a name for it yet, but I'll find something. The second thing is a segment that I'll call By the Beanbag, and it's called this because it will be a book review kind of thing, and this is so exciting for me because I love reading, and it will be like, if today is the first Saturday of the month, I'll be doing this sciencey stuff today, for example, and then the next first Saturday of the month I'll be doing the By the Beanbag, and the other month, the first Saturday of the other month, I'll be again doing the science stuff, and so they'll be alternating between these two kind of special thing. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and comment down below with any books that you like so I can buy them and read them. Also, comment down below if you think that I must review a book so that I can buy it from this fair that I'll be going to, or just from the ones that I haven't read yet. It will take time to do, so yeah, please comment down below with these two. Thanks for subscribing and sharing this video, and I'll see you next video. Bye for now.